Welcome to 100%. Our champion has already won £200 and returns to defend his title. So, contestant number 1, please tell us your name.
Hello, I'm Phil Chappell from Bracknell in Berkshire.
Trying to beat him is contestant number 2. What is your name?
Hello, my name is Jane Mitchell and I come from Oxford.
And contestant number 3, what is your name?
Hello, I'm Andrew Hogg from Ulverston in Cumbria.
After 100 questions, whoever has the top score will be the champion. Good luck to you all. Among today's subjects, food and drink and famous women. But we begin with round 1, general knowledge. Question 1. What is the name of the island on which the Statue of Liberty stands? A. Liberty Island, B. Statue Island, or C. Statue of Liberty Island? The answer is A. Liberty Island. Question 2. The Siegfried Line was the line of defence of which country? A. France, B. Germany, or C. Belgium? The answer is B. Germany. Question 3. What was the subtitle of the sequel to the film Babe? A. Pig in the City, B. Pork in New York, or C. Trotters on Broadway? The answer is A. Pig in the City. Question 4. What is the only country used in the International Communications Alphabet? A. Peru, B. India, or C. Zimbabwe? The answer is B. India. Question 5. A heckle phone is a type of loudspeaker. Is that true or false? It's false. It's a bass oboe. Question 6. With which form of entertainment is the Cottle family associated? A. Operetta, B. Magic, or C. Circus? It's C. Circus. Question 7. In the cartoon series Hey Arnold, what is the name of the girl who secretly has a crush on Arnold? A. Helga, B. Sonia, or C. Volga? It's A. Helga. Question 8. Who won the 1998 Miss World competition? Was it A. Miss Israel, B. Miss Dominican Republic, or C. Miss Taken Identity? It was A. Miss Israel. Question 9. Which watch manufacturer makes the Fusion range? A. Swatch, B. Seconda, or C. Loris? The answer is C. Loris. Question 10. A retro choir is a choir which sings with its back to the congregation. Is that true or false? It's false. It's a space in a church behind the high altar. At the end of round 1, the scores are as follows. Jane has 70%, Andrew has 70%, Phil is in the lead with 80%. The subject of the next round is Mythology and Legend. Question 11. Who was the Greek goddess of the hearth? A. Hephaestus, B. Hestia, or C. Hotphetia? The answer is B. Hestia. Question 12. Which prince is the hero of Virgil's epic poem, the Aeneid? A. Aeneas, B. Aegisthus, or C. Aeolus? The answer is A. Aeneas. Question 13. Which mythical creature lived in the swamp Lerna? A. Hydra, B. Cerberus, or C. Phoenix? It was A. Hydra. Question 14. In Greek mythology, who was the father of the Titans? A. Uranus, B. Pluto, or C. Mercury? The answer is A. Uranus. Question 15. Alecto was one of the Gorgons. Is that true or false? It's false. One of the Furies. Question 16. How was the mythical hero Philoctetes killed? A. Poisoned wine, B. Poisoned arrows, or C. Poisoned pan letters? The answer is B. Poisoned arrows. Question 17. Which folk song is said to be based on the story of Simon Allen? A. The Minstrel Boy, B. The Foggy Foggy Dew, or C. The Vicar of Bray? The answer is C. The Vicar of Bray. Question 18. A tokolosh is a malevolent creature in which folklore? A. Tagalog, B. Bantu, or C. Tuareg? The answer is B. Bantu. Question 19. Who saved her native town by decapitating Holofernes? A. Ruth, B. Deborah, or C. Judith? It was C. Judith. Question 20. In Greek mythology, Semele was the sister of Dionysus. Is that true or false? It's false. The mother. The subject changes to television. Question 21. In Coronation Street, what is Martin Platt's occupation? A. Mechanic, B. Bookmaker, or C. Nurse? The answer is C. Nurse. Question 22. What is the name of the puppet dog of Bob Carolgees? A. Spit, B. Sputter, or C. Slava? The answer is A. Spit. Question 23. Which TV character first appeared in the radio comedy On the Hour? Was it A. Lily Savage, B. Alan Partridge, or C. Roland Rat? The answer is B. Alan Partridge. Question 24. The Upstairs-Downstairs star Jean Marsh was married to which Doctor Who? A. Patrick Troughton, B. John Pertwee, or C. Tom Baker? The answer is B. John Pertwee. Question 25. In the series Cold Feet, Helen Baxendale played Monica. Is that true or false? It's false. Question 26. What was the name of the secret agent played by David Hemmings in a 1980s series? A. Charlie Muffin, B. Jimmy Crumpet, or C. Davy Bapp? The answer is A. Charlie Muffin. Question 27. Lucy Lane and Doug Kersey are associates of which television detective? A. Wycliffe, B. Bergerac, or C. Taggart? The answer is A. Wycliffe. Question 28. Which footballer was the original male presenter of Gladiators? A. Viv Anderson, B. John Fashanu, or C. Ian Wright? It was B. John Fashanu. Question 29. Gudrun Ure starred in which children's television series? A. Grange Hill, B. Rent-A-Ghost, or C. Supergran? The answer is C. Supergran. Question 30. Barbie, the missionary in The Jewel in the Crown, was played by Celia Johnson. Is that true or false? It's false, by Peggy Ashcroft. At the end of round 3, the scores are as follows. Phil has 57%, Andrew has 63%, Jane has gone into the lead with 67%. The subject of the next round is World History. Question 31. In which country did the Great Trek begin in 1836? A. China, B. Russia, or C. South Africa? The answer is C. South Africa. Question 32. Which Egyptian sultan made peace with Richard I in 1192? A. Salado, B. Saladin, or C. Salad Cream? The answer is B. Saladin. Question 33. In which continent were the districts called Assiniboia? A. Africa, B. Asia, or C. North America? The answer is C. North America. Question 34. When did Indira Gandhi first become Indian Prime Minister? A. 1963, B. 1966, or C. 1969? The answer is B. 1966. Question 35. Harold Harelip was the half-brother of the Danish king Hardercanute. Is that true or false? It's false. It was Harold Harefoot. Question 36. Where was the Indian chief Black Hawk defeated in 1832? A. Badwater, B. Bad Axe, or C. Bad Hair? The answer is B. Bad Axe. Question 37. Where did Vasco da Gama land in May 1498? A. China, B. India, or C. Japan? The answer is B. India. Question 38. Of which country was Manuel Noriega leader? A. Nicaragua, B. Honduras, or C. Panama? The answer is C. Panama. Question 39. Which city was captured by Muslim invaders in 642? A. Constantinople, B. Samarkand, or C. Alexandria? It was C. Alexandria. Question 40. The mountaineer Edmund Hillary became New Zealand High Commissioner to India. Is that true or false? It's true. The subject changes to food and drink. Question 41. What flavour is the liqueur Tia Maria? A. Orange, B. Coffee, or C. Almond? The answer is B. Coffee. Question 42. Which of the following is an ingredient of the Greek dish tzatziki? A. Chickpea, B. Fish roe, or C. Yoghurt? It's C. Yoghurt. Question 43. With what is beer mixed to make shandy? A. Orange juice, B. Lemonade, or C. Cider? The answer is B, lemonade. Question 44. From which meat is pastrami made? A, beef, B, pork, or C, turkey? The answer is A, beef. Question 45. According to McVitie's, 80% of Britons dunk biscuits in their tea or coffee. Is that true or false? It's false. It's 60%. Question 46. What might be prepared by spatchcocking? A, fish, B, figs, or C, fowl? The answer is C, fowl. Question 47. What name is given to vegetables which have been cut into very thin strips? A, Marianne, B, Julienne, or C, Florentienne? The answer is B, Julienne. Question 48. The old-fashioned winter drink, Pearl, was made by warming what? A, ale, B, egg, or C, wine? The answer is A, ale. Question 49. Hardtack is an informal Irish expression for what? A, butter, B, porridge, or C, whiskey? The answer is C, whiskey. Question 50. The best-selling pizza at Moscow's Pizza Express is topped with caviar. Is that true or false? It's true. At the end of round 5, the scores are as follows. Andrew has 54%, Phil has 58%, Jane is still in the lead with 62%. The game continues after the break. Welcome back to 100%. After 5 rounds, the scores are as follows. Andrew has 54%. Our carryover champion Phil, who was in the lead, has 58%. And Jane is ahead with 62%. From now on, I'll give updates of the scores, but only the viewers will see who has scored what. The subject of the next round is literature. Question 51. What name is given to the character flaw which leads to a hero's downfall? A, hamartia, B, hanutia, or C, his faultier? The answer is A, hamartia. Question 52. What was the title of Jackie Kay's first novel? A, oboe, B, trumpet, or C, rhythm guitar? The answer is B, trumpet. Question 53. In Keith Waterhouse's book, for what kind of company does Billy Liar work? A, bookmaker, B, dog breeder, or C, funeral director? The answer is C, funeral director. Question 54. With which fictional heroine did the MP Alan Clark say he would most like to have an affair? A, Catherine Earnshaw, B, Becky Sharp, or C, Bridget Jones? It was B, Becky Sharp. Question 55. Anthony Burgess's A Clockwork Orange was first published in 1967. Is that true or false? It's false, in 1962. Question 56. Which sport is featured in Ernest Hemingway's Death in the Afternoon? Was it A, deep-sea fishing, B, bullfighting, or C, badminton? It was B, bullfighting. Question 57. What nationality is the scientist Victor Frankenstein? A, German, B, Austrian, or C, Swiss? The answer is C, Swiss. Question 58. Which French author wrote The Mandarins? Was it A, Boris Vian, B, François Mauriac, or C, Simone de Beauvoir? The answer is C, Simone de Beauvoir. Question 59. On which Hollywood producer was Monroe Starr from F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Last Tycoon based? A, Sam Goldwyn, B, Irving Thalberg, or C, Max Sennett? It was B, Irving Thalberg. Question 60. Charles Lamb, the essayist, stabbed his mother to death. Is that true or false? It's false. His sister Mary stabbed her. At the end of round 6, the scores are as follows. One of you has 55%. One of you has 57%. One of you has 62%. The subject of the next round is natural history. Question 61. Which of the following is a type of wading bird? A, godwot, B, godwit, or C, God knows? The answer is B, godwit. Question 62. Which breed of dog has a coat that becomes tangled into rope-like cords? A, Jersey, B, woolly, or C, pulley? The answer is C, pulley. Question 63. The tamaro is a small type of which animal? A, goat, B, deer, or C, buffalo? It's C, a buffalo. Question 64. Which is the only breed of toad that does not lay eggs? A, Asian live-young toad, B, African live-bearing toad, or C, American hard-pushing toad? The answer is B, African live-bearing toad. Question 65. The flower of the Rafflesia plant smells of rotting flesh. Is that true or false? It's true. Question 66. What are affected by the disease stinking smut? A, grasses, B, trees, or C, tabloid newspapers? The answer is A, grasses. Question 67. Where did a Florida professor discover a fossil of the world's oldest flower? A, Argentina, B, China, or C, Ghana? The answer is B, China. Question 68. What is the largest member of the cat family? A, lion, B, tiger, or C, bagpuss? The answer is B, tiger. Question 69. The Palo Verde is the state tree of where? A, New Mexico, B, Nevada, or C, Arizona? It's C, Arizona. Question 70. The reindeer is native to both the Arctic and the Antarctic. Is that true or false? It's false, the Arctic and subarctic only. The subject changes to famous women. Question 71. Who said she disliked her name because it reminded her of frilly knickers? A, Cilla Black, B, Nanette Newman, or C, Wendy Richard? The answer is B, Nanette Newman. Question 72. Rosalind Franklin is best remembered for her work in which scientific field? A, DNA, B, child psychology, or C, crystallography? The answer is A, DNA. Question 73. Of which all-girl band was Martine McCutcheon a member? A, Rome, B, Milan, or C, Florence? The answer is B, Milan. Question 74. Lucille Langhank was the real name of which actress? A, Mary Pickford, B, Mary Tyler Moore, or C, Mary Astor? The answer is C, Mary Astor. Question 75. Catherine Cookson's memorial service featured a tape of her singing My Way. Is that true or false? It's true. Question 76. According to the BBC programme The Human Face, who epitomises female beauty? A, Christy Turlington, B, Catherine Deneuve, or C, Princess Anne? The answer is B, Catherine Deneuve. Question 77. Which TV talent show did Victoria Wood win in 1975? A, Opportunity Knocks, B, New Faces, or C, Talent Spotters? It was B, New Faces. Question 78. According to legend, which queen ordered the murder of fair Rosamond Clifford? A, Isabella of France, B, Philippa of Hainaut, or C, Eleanor of Aquitaine? The answer is C, Eleanor of Aquitaine. Question 79. Dorothea Beale and Frances Buss were pioneers in what field? A, women's education, B, birth control, or C, organic farming? The answer is A, women's education. Question 80. In the 18th century, Mary Ann Talbot served as a drummer boy with the army and a cabin boy in the navy. Is that true or false? It's true. At the end of round 8, the scores are as follows. One of you has 55%, one of you has 55%, one of you has 60%. The final round is general knowledge and begins with question 81. In Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, what is the surname of Jane and Blanche? A, Hudson, B, Bay, or C, Company? The answer is A, Hudson. Question 82. Who wrote the non-fiction book Devil's Advocate? Was it A, John Humphreys, B, John Snow, or C, John Simpson? It was A, John Humphreys. Question 83. The Old Testament prophets are a group within which body? A, Methodist Church, B, Labour Party, or C, Bank of England? It's B, the Labour Party. Question 84. Where is the Sydney Superdrome built for the 2000 Olympic Games? A, houseplant, B, flat shrub, or C, homebush? It's C, homebush. Question 85. In 1928, a man went over Niagara Falls in a rubber ball. Is that true or false? It's true. Question 86. Who wrote the book translated into English as The Wrench? A, Umberto Eco, B, Primo Levi, or C, Alberto Moravia? The answer is B, Primo Levi. Question 87. In which TV soap did Jude Law play a regular character? A, Castles, B, Albion Market, or C, Families? It was C, Families. Question 88. By what name are the Royal Botanic Gardens better known? A, Kew Gardens, B, Regent's Park, or C, Kensington Gardens? It's A, Kew Gardens. Question 89. Who topped Philosophers magazine's top philosopher poll? A, Aristotle, B, Plato, or C, Mill? The answer is A, Aristotle. Question 90. Kremlinology is the study of fortresses and castles. Is that true or false? It's false. Question 91. By what other name can the plant Ginkgo biloba be known? A, angel's hair tree, B, maidenhair tree, or C, horsehair tree? It's B, maidenhair tree. Question 92. Who painted The Birth of Venus? Was it A, Caravaggio, B, Bellini, or C, Botticelli? It was C, Botticelli. Question 93. Which ITV company was co-founded by Lou Grade? A, Granada, B, ATV, or C, Rediffusion? It was B, ATV. Question 94. What is Canada's most densely populated province? A, British Columbia, B, Quebec, or C, Prince Edward Island? It's C, Prince Edward Island. Question 95. The film Men in Black was based on a comic book series. Is that true or false? It's true. Question 96. In which country was the Israeli Foreign Minister Abba Eban born? A, Germany, B, Russia, or C, South Africa? The answer is C, South Africa. Question 97. Which century is referred to in Italian as Quattrocento? A, the 14th, B, the 15th, or C, the 4th? It's B, the 15th. Question 98. In the 6 schools of Hindu philosophy, with what does Nyaya deal? A, logic, B, physical exercise, or C, rituals? It's A, logic. Question 99. Where in the body is the sigmoid flexure found? A, the brain, B, the intestine, or C, the pancreas? It's B, the intestine. And question 100. Saint Bonilad is the patron saint of Newcastle upon Tyne. Is that true or false? It's false. There is no Saint Bonilad. And at the end of the game, the scores are as follows. One of you has 54%, one of you has 58%, and one of you has 58%, which means we have a tie. I'll ask an extra question, and the contestant who answers correctly in the quickest time during the buzz-in period will be the winner. The question is, lava bread is a Welsh dish made from seaweed. Is that true or false? The answer is true, and our champion today is Andrew, who wins £100. Sadly, we have to say goodbye to Phil and to Jane. Thank you both for taking part. Congratulations, Andrew. Will you return to defend your title?
Yes.
Then we'll see you on the next edition. Until then, goodbye.